Play Made, sharing about the magical world, and today I'm doing another story for Sam Wetter's character creation. So Sam Wetter's channel has been doing the character randomization, where you roll a bunch of tabletop dice and use that to create a character. So this is the story I created. Since I got a sentient plant.
A poison ivy?
No, I made sure it was nothing like poison ivy. And I did not want that stereotype.
Your idea was better.
You would say that.
Well, that's a lot, because I really do like poison ivy.
I do too, but I don't want someone in my story to be like, rip-off performance. A large man stepped into the center of the ring, wearing pants and tunic and bright red cutters, as a red top hat adorned his head. His amber eyes twinkled in delight, taking in the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Rainmaster D. Welcome to my homely little circus. We're thrilled to enchant you with sights you have never seen before. We have performers from all walks of life, some not even from this realm. I ask for complete silence for our opening act to ensure your safety. Large reptiles will soon be upon us, and due to some being venomous, I advise no sudden movement or loud noises. So please hold your applause until after the performance. Now the little tape is done with, please enjoy our lovely snake charmer, Lady Rosaline Cypress. He called out, doing a small bow before clearing the stage. A hush fell over the crowd as two large, light green bowed instructors sifted into the center stage. Coming to a stop, to rise into the air, their heads turned to look behind them. A young girl walked onto the stage, her bare feet softly walking towards the audience. She wore a dark green sleeveless tunic and black pants, as what seemed like different sized bracelets slowly shifted to move, revealing her true form. Her white hair hung in soft petals, hanging on her neck as her dull green eyes scanned the world around her. Good evening. Please don't be alarmed. These lovelies are under my complete control, and won't attack unless provoked or distracted, so please remain in your seats. I worked with 4 snakes, all large enough to be seen safely from your seats. These 2 darlings are Ass and Sasa. They are mates and recently left a small nest of hatchlings at our last location. Talon takes a bit getting used to, and is coming out a bit later. And last is Aspen, my closest friend, she explained, as an albino viper rose, sticking its head out of its hiding place in her hair. Snakes get a bad reputation. They are seen as vile, slimy creatures whose only intent is to poison or harm humans. These incidents only occur when they are threatened or one is foolish enough to try handling them. If treated with respect, they can be loyal and playful, given time to warm up to you. CTs, take a step back as soft violin music played to the 2 instructors, dancing with one another. Once the dance was over, she pets their heads, sending them off stage. Those in the front row pulled back, seeing the large shadow. Ah, there you are, Talon. Perfect timing. Yes, he's an anaconda, and no, he will not be eating humans tonight. Only a goat, he's a good boy. Snakes are agile creatures Their strikes are quicker than the eye, and most strike and kill before most realize they are their prey, even knowing they're in peril. Never even knowing they're in peril. Most snakes are blind, but their tongues taste the air, acting as their taste buds, and sense of direction. They move based solely on vibrations. A still person can have a snake sleep on them, and if calm, will never be bitten. She explained, reaching out to pet the snake sitting on her head. She reached into her bag, pulling out different sized fruit, the smallest an apple to the largest being a watermelon. She tossed them into the air, laughing as the giant snake was quick to catch them out of the air, dropping them onto the floor, each with a single faint mark in each of them, showing an abstract form of a snake with the fruit. Laughing, she slowly started dancing, allowing the large serpent to move in sync with her. As the tempo sped up, she was tossed into the air, caught in the snake's coils, as they performed a few tosses and flips before the music came to an end. Still laughing, she jumped on the snake's back after getting a bow, allowing it to take her off stage. She ignored the applause coming behind her, placing each snake in their proper cages before heading to the room assigned to her to get changed. Aspen stayed, coiled around her neck, the only snake that was never put into a cage. She needed one of them to guide her, wincing at recalling her first month trying to wander the tents alone and the trouble it had caused her. Feeling a gentle tug, she sat down in front of the only station without a mirror, reaching for a cloth to remove her makeup, inhaling the fresh white flowers that adorned the tabletop. A reminder of her mother, who had been a dogwood tree before some morons had accidentally burned her tree down when they had created a forest fire after forgetting to put out their camping fire. She had survived the flames, but her vision had been her payment for her life. A few weeks later, the circus had come across her, playing in a baker's pit, and had adopted her into their family. She diddled, feeling cold skin, brushed against her hand. I know, Aspen. I miss her too, but that's in the past. We have a new start here, remember? Let me get dressed, and then we can go sell some snake skins for some extra cash. She mused, changing into a rose-colored summer dress before stepping out of the tent, heading for the local town. She allowed Aspen to lead her, coming to a stop as she opened the door, hearing a small bell ring over her head. Good day. Are you open for business? She inquired, coming to a stop at the counter. Marion glanced up from his drawing, relieved to hear the bell jingle over the door. That depends on what you have to offer, he replied, offering the girl a flirty smile. Usually the shop owner refuses purchasing other goods, but I'm willing to make an exception. He added, hoping the sale would impress his grandfather. She reached into her bag before pulling out a vial and a few patches of snakestone. A sample in case she tried to rob me. On the snake charmer for the circus. I possess skin from 3 different types of snakes, and pure venom from a viper. She explained, placing the items on the counter. Varian twirled a pencil in his hand, choosing his words carefully. Why did I rob you? I would pay more for the venom, as it being used in a variety of potions. You made a better deal at Gratz Favorites. They may see a higher value for the Snakeston. He offered, drawing a bag of coins. Gerald had given him for the blue vial he sold him. Right. So you're saying you wouldn't rob me or shortchange me, knowing I wouldn't know the difference until later. I may be blind, but I'm not stupid, she hissed, taking back the scales before placing 9 more vials on the table. Varian frowned, eyeing the vials sitting on the counter. I'm sorry you had that experience. It's not fair that when people see an easy target, they tend to take advantage of them. He mused, stepping closer, placing the bag of gold in her hand. I'm Varian, by the way. I offered this store to you around town, but you found this place without trouble, he added, not wanting to insult her. She gave him a weak smile. Rosaline Cypress. It's not an insult. I found this place due to Aspen smelling the fumes from your shop. Most prison shops seek out the venom, she explained, as her hair shifted, revealing a white snake head. Varian was about to take her hand when he noticed a snake coil around the nape of her neck. His left hand went in the air, wanting to pet the snake, but didn't want to startle it. You did say you were a snake charmer, so I'm not surprised. My grandfather is the owner of the shop, so he might have tried to con you, he confessed softly, hanging his head. I wouldn't do that. Aspen doesn't like strangers, and he is the source of the venom. I found him when I was a child and raised him as a hatchling. You can pet his scales a bit later, but the head isn't a smart place for a hand. She teased, stroking the scales and calming the snake down. Varian smiled, placing his hands in his pockets. If you like, I can give you a tour of the city, he offered, plucking the vials, placing them on the glass display case. I never met anyone from the circus before, he added excitedly. Sure, seeing how some shop owners get annoyed, he asked what they are. You can take my hand if you want. He won't attack you unless you try to harm me, she offered, holding a hand out for him to take. Varian grinned, placing his sketchbook and the keys to the shop in a bag before taking her hand. I just need to lock up, then we can start with Grass Favorites. That's at the harbor. Then there's an old-fashioned ice cream parlor we can go to, he explained, being one of the best places to show her. So that was my little story. I thought it was fun to write for a blind character, and seeing here that she ends up going on a date with the new character Lauren created. I was like, aww, it's not dark like the other one.
I thought you were gonna make it dark.
Yeah, you kept saying that. I can write light. You don't believe me, do you?
No. Go, my snake, go!
It's an anaconda. You know what beetle suckers are?
Yeah.
They're like 12 feet. That's a baby. But all our stage were constrictors except for one. That was a viper. The only one that's poisonous.
Yeah. When I saw the word anaconda in your story and I put Nicki Minaj song, you were not impressed.
That was a bad, bad song. You actually liked it?
No, but it made me chuckle.
Yeah, I'd see that. Every day I enjoy the story. It's funny that scenes like me, Laura, or Slowly Train are like in a little universe based on the characters you write and how they interact. And like the other one, our characters interact, but in her way. Last one, it was their friends. This one, it would be friends.
Friends with benefit?
Yep. I'm really glad Sam created this, and I can't wait to write next story. Until next time, blessed be.